What would you do if your toddler said a stranger's name? Like any new parent, I assumed my son's first words would be Dada or Mama. But one day he said Ben. I didn't know any Ben, and no one in our family had that name either. At first, I brushed it off as random, but the more he said it, the more it started to bother me. Curious, I asked my wife if she knew a Ben. She shrugged and said no, but something about her expression felt off. I tried to ignore it, but the name lingered in my mind. After a few days of overthinking, I decided to call her workplace and casually ask if there was a Ben there. Turns out there was. Not only did he work with her, but according to her coworkers, they had gotten pretty close. That night, I confronted her directly. She denied everything, calling me paranoid and saying I was making something out of nothing. But I couldn't shake the feeling that she was lying. Since I often traveled for work, sometimes for a week at a time, I decided to set up cameras in the house, just to put my mind at ease. Not long into my next trip, I got a motion alert from the living room camera. I opened the app and froze. There he was, Ben, standing in my home with my wife and son. I canceled my trip immediately and drove straight back. When I walked into the house, I found them in bed together, my son asleep right next to them. I didn't say a word. I just picked up my son and walked out. After the divorce, I was granted 75% custody. Now I'm pushing for full custody. What would you have done if your child said a name you didn't recognize?